can't see anything except a lot of fire and smoke.
Hey, that's Hoss Cartwright over in back. See him?
Oh, yeah, I do now. And there's Jeff and Jigger by the fire.
Kids must know Hoss pretty well if you can recognize him like that.
What are they doing in there, Mr. Pettibone?
Well, Sonny, they're trying to make a casting. It's the 9th time we've tried.
Well, how do you make a casting?
Well, you take some iron, see, and you melt it, and you pour it into a mold. Now, that mold is the shape of something you want to make. Now, when that iron cools off, it hardens. You take away your mold, and what you got left there is the casting.
What do they do with it?
You make an engine if it comes out right.
Boy, I bet your Hoss can make it come out right. I've seen him pick up a whole horse.
This is more like picking up an elephant.
But what if he can't do it?
Well, he can't do it. We just can't build the power wagon. But don't you worry about it. That horse is pretty stubborn.
Stubborn and capable. Darling, look what I have. Mr. Throckmorton had them made up. Isn't it darling? He's going to give one to everyone who buys stock in the company.
You boys like one of these?
We sure would. What
are.
is it?
It's a crank. Used to crank the Pettibone power wagon. You take this part of it, see, and you put it in the front part of the engine, and you crank it, you turn it, and pretty soon the engine starts put, 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 put.
How do you feel, darling?
Oh, I feel great, just great. Come on, come on.
Don't overdo. Not now. Not when everything is going so wonderful.
Hey, Donald. You about ready to pour that casting? Come on. Okay. Take her easy. We sure don't want to lose this one. Set him down easy now. Here, Jigger, you get over here with Jeff. Easy does it. Got him? Yeah. Watch your step over there.
Jigger, be careful.
Watch your step.
All right, now, boys, just a little bit now. Just a little. That's it. Easy, easy, easy. All right, a little more. All right, lower now. Give her a little more. That's about it. Okay. Well, it seems to have settled a little better this time, huh?
Yeah, at least it didn't rile up, if that means anything.
We were whooped if it don't work this time. We've tried just about everything.
Come on, let's get that oven.
You just don't know what all this means to me. Working for Mr. Throckmorton and Mr. Long. Golly, and all these new ideas he has.
Yes, he does think pretty fast. Oh, don't worry, Reg. You'll do fine.
Well, I don't know. Well, you know. I never worked anywhere outside a saloon. I mean, all of a sudden, being a lady.
Being a lady is a state of mind. And I think you were always a lady.
I'm so happy. I think I'm gonna cry.
Oh, come on now. Don't do that. This is no time for tears.
Miss Pettibone, I'm just busting. I gotta tell somebody.
Tell what?
Pete and Pete and me is...
Really? You and Mr. Long? Oh, I think that's just wonderful. Aren't you just pleased to pieces?
Well, I'm more scared than anything.
Whatever for?
Well, I don't know about getting married. Gee, for the rest of my life and everything.
If my marriage should end tomorrow, I'd still call it the most precious thing in all my life. Here, it's my wedding veil. I've always kept it with me. I want you to wear it at your wedding. Let me help you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the marvelous Pettibone Power Wagon. Ladies and gentlemen, I see doubt in some of your faces. I even see rejection in some. But stay. Let me breathe a breath of life into this vision. Listen to me. Look around you. What do you see? Some will say only shacks. I say open your eyes. I see tall chimneys and enormous buildings with huge furnaces that spout streams of molten metal, where strong men pour and cast. And there at the end of the street, I see a many-windowed factory where lathes hum and drills spin, where careful craftsmen fashion gleaming parts out of raw steel. And there, massive and dramatic, there stands the assembly plant. An endless belt moves there, past each man, where in his turn he adds a wheel, a seat, a mudguard, until finally the Pettibone Power Wagon rolls from that line, a finished product, shining and powerful. Some of you may ask, what do we need with a power wagon? And some may say, no machine will ever take the place of man's most loyal friend, the horse. But I predict that this machine will travel in excess of 50 miles. Not in a day, my friends. No, not in half a day. But in the short space of one single hour. You, and you, all of you, will have the chance to share in this glorious future. That you may certainly prosper, that you possibly may even grow rich, that is not important. Far more important that you can say to your children's children, I was there. I stepped forward. I said, I demand my right to share. I thank you.
Good, Mr. Throckmorton, real good. That'll sell a million.
Mighty nice of you to say so.
Listen, I better get down there and get me some of them stocks before they're all gone. Anytime Horace Ogilvy puts a nickel into anything, you can bet he's figuring on getting $1 back. Give me $200 worth. Hey, Reggie, sure do look pretty today.
I feel pretty, dressed up like this, working for Mr. Throckmorton. And guess what, Hoss?
What?
You tell him, darling.
Well, we're... neither one of you have to say nothing to me to figure out what you're up to. I'll bet you, dollars to donuts, you're figuring on getting hitched, ain't you? And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. For a wedding present, I'm going to give you the first genuine Pettibone Power Wagon.